Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, little children, dogs and cat, welcome back to another rousing rendition of the BREADren podcast. And we back with Just a Slice. I got Miss Alicia Brandon of HBCU Pets and Mr. Deshaun Wells of D Wells Console with me. And how y'all doing today? First, by the way,
I'm outstanding.
Stupendous.
man, oh man, I ain't heard that word in a minute. Stupendous.
Yeah, that
But I wanted to kind of continue the conversation we had about collaboration in lieu of recent events that we don't have to fully delve into. But, in typical BREADren fashion, before we start, I will raise a glass and a toast to a wonderful conversation being had, gems being dropped. So,
yes, sir.
Cheers. But we talked about the power of collaboration. We talked about the 4 different types of collaboration styles, and personal and business relationships. And I think we did a great job of, laying down the different types, facilitating collaboration, the importance of it, and, building professional relationships, all of that good stuff. But like I said, in lieu of recent events, I definitely want to take a look at knowing when to get out of collaborations and when, in some cases, not to even get into collaborations. I think we kind of a little bit touched on the risk of collaboration, but I wanted to really hone in on it.
I really can't believe you're doing this right now, man. I know what this is, man.
Yeah, look, but this is, I want to talk about it because, there are risks involved with collaboration.
Let's flush it out because
hey, but I want to preface the conversation by saying every collab ain't kosher.
No, and we found that out. Okay, Alicia, he doing it, so I'm gonna do it. So anybody that knows me, for the past, call it 15 years, me and AJ been doing business together, and we don't have no problems, no issues, because there's a basic level of respect on the surface that says if AJ says no, it's no. If I say no and I can't, get AJ to be comfortable, the answer is no. We just don't do it. We recently had a situation where a very lucrative opportunity presented itself to us. Oh, my God, this is hard to say.
Also, that respect is layered with integrity.
Yes,
there's a bit of alignment in terms of morals and principles that all of us are intertwined with. That's why we work well. We work well together. But I'll help you say it the right way.
Please help, bruh, man.
There was an opportunity that arose to make something that we've been trying to make happen for a long time happen, and it's something that is beneficial to not us individually, but
it's communal.
Everyone communally, collectively, all of that. But another party was introduced into the equation to possibly help make these dreams come true. But there was an eagerness to collaborate, an urgency to collaborate even, and also a misalignment of ideals, we'll say. I'm not going to say the integrity wasn't there, but from the outside looking in and from the inside looking at the mirror, the integrity wasn't all the way there. It wasn't all the way live, like they say down in Florida. So the risks involved, but we talked about all this collaboration and how amazing it is. And sometimes, those risks might be overlooked because you're just so eager to collab. Like me and Alicia, we both have apparel brands. And I don't know about you, Alicia, but I've had several other apparel brands that, are owned by, associates or whatnot that we've wanted to do collab. They wanted to do collabs. And I'm always open. That's the one thing. I'm always open to collaboration, but that don't mean that I'm going to accept them all because things happen. People are people, like somebody we know say people be peopling. And it's not, it wasn't always there. But DJ, I'll let you finish it now that I've cleaned it up. The integrity wasn't all the way there. And the morals and principles, the urgency, the eagerness to collab just kind of threw up some red flags. Like, hold on.
I guess
why we need to do this collab within the next 24 hours is a question that we have.
I guess I'll put it like this. The reason why me and you work well together again is trust, but I have a high level of respect for your opinion and what that means to not only my life and business, but to my family, right? So you got to put all of these factors into the equation. Alicia, I don't really invite people to my house. Unless it's a family function, you're not coming to my house. We're not doing it. I got a business meeting at the crib, wife gone. AJ's on the phone. AJ is sending me emails about the people that are sitting in my house. Okay? And I'm saying this in this voice, in this tone, so you can know how serious it is. What I am reading is not what I want to be reading. AJ is like, yeah, who you think you got your house? You got your house. Imagine taking funds from, so this goes into the vetting process when you talk about collaboration. You can be funded. You better be appropriately funded because you can find yourself in a situation that could legally come back on you if you don't understand who you're in business with.
Ooh, protection and collaboration.
Man, listen, I did not know you was gonna bring this up.
But look, I think it's important because also on the flip side of that too, like I said, this is something that we've talked about for years at this point. You know, we all know about this idea. We're all on board with this idea. But even with it being something that we've collectively talked about for years, there could be an eagerness on our side where we just so ready to get it done that we make the mistake of not properly vetting who we're entering into partnership, who we're collabing with. And like we've talked about partnership and collaboration on previous episodes, and I think we also you know try to come at things from a very positive and informative viewpoint.
Well, I think where you're going is risk and reward because you know the risk and reward you got to weigh that. And look, you're your brand, you're your own brand, and whoever you associate yourself with speaks volumes about you, right? And so you vote with your connections, you vote with your time, you vote with your money, you vote with your energy. When people look at who you're connected with, the first thing they're gonna do is evaluate you. And I think this was a huge lesson that just because it can get done doesn't mean that it needs to get done in that way. And I think that was unfortunate in nature, but it was a huge lesson for us because I mean, do we want this idea to come to fruition? For sure. It's just hard to say yes to certain situations. And because of you, now I will say because of you, my eyes were open to things that I may have overlooked because of the urgency to get things done, bro.
But even in looking at it from that aspect too, that's the power of collaboration in itself. Just doing part of the fact that we are collaborating on an idea, it lends to the vetting process itself. It's so nuanced, the layer to the point. It's like you have to collab to get things accomplished. Let's make no mistake about it. And I think we kind of talked about it in the previous episode where we were, you know, we made sure to note that nobody's really done anything on their own. You had to collab and partner with people to get to somewhere, even if it's just on the basic transactional business level. That in itself is a collaboration and a partnership.
I follow you on that. I think,
this is what I'm saying is that is because we're collabing, it lended us the ability to properly vet. Because not to say about you, like you could have been blinded or urgent in the sense of, okay, let's get this done. Now, granted, this whole process and this idea takes a lot of time and effort and, you know, certifications and, you know,
Laws,
approvals,
laws,
you know, it's a
laws
real
change.
process.
Yeah,
Yeah,
laws
it's not
change.
something that would happen overnight in itself anyway. But because we were able to, because we are collabing on it, we were able to properly vet and get opinions from multiple points of views to where, you know, even because how the entity was introduced was a personal introduction for you because you have a personal relationship with the person, not the person being introduced, but the people that introduced them. I have zero connections with them other than through you.
I
So now
think
I'm coming from you know,
so.
from a different standpoint.
So, bro, I'm gonna say this to you, and I think that that was helpful because there's nothing but facts from your perspective. Like, hey, it's a fact based thing. And I think that oftentimes when we are in business with each other or we're trying to do business with each other, we force it. You don't need to force it. You need to organically have things grow. I think Alicia talked a little bit about this in a previous episode where she was saying, man, I rarely ask for help because I ain't trying to force nobody to do nothing. So
Mm,
when you show up for me, I know it's real.
mm. And I wanted to bring Alicia in on that part too of, because, you know, we always talking about, you know, personal and business, but I know specifically because we call Alicia the chief connections officer. You know, that role entails a lot of collaboration on many different levels. But I definitely wanted you to speak to in previous positions of, because I know in at least one of your previous positions, collaboration was a very high necessity for you. If I am I correct in saying that?
Absolutely.
And so I just wanted you to speak on your experience of collaborating, but more importantly, focusing on your process of vetting
So I think
collaborators.
I feel like collaborating on your job is kind of like forced. A lot of times you don't have a choice but to collaborate with said individuals, right? And, you know, anytime you're dealing with people, you're dealing with different energies, different personalities, right? So you're more you it seems like you're forced to, I guess, adapt to that. Might be a lot of hand holding, biting your tongue, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when it comes to like your own business, you have a lot more autonomy, a lot more responsibility to make the right decisions, right?
Mm-hmm.
You pick the people. You know, you're more aware of like the red flags. Like Destrin mentioned, the guy had a sense of urgency, right? And then which I want to know, put the question back on y'all, like what made your spidey senses tingle, AJ, to say, let me look this guy up because something ain't right here. You know, outside of the sense of urgency and just trying to throw money at it. Like, what else was it, or was that it?
It really was that, because you know what the idea is, and I'll be transparent with everybody that listens. We have been talking about the idea of creating and chartering a credit union for years at this point, and it is a very doable concept, and but it is actually a process. It's, you know, it's not a bank. Credit union, there's a distinct difference. If you don't know, look it up. But it is a seemingly straightforward and simple process. It is not easy. It is simple. Um, but it literally does not happen overnight. It could take you from 6 months to a couple of years to do it. It literally depends on collaborating with the right people, capital, obviously, and paperwork. But it was literally the urgency of like, well, you know, here's the other thing. This idea was planted in like 2018, maybe a little bit before that. And so I immediately started doing research, look it all up. And initially from the NCUA, National Credit Union Administration or Association, administration, the manual says that you need between $100 to $250,000 to start a credit union. So DJ, you know, was talking to this entity and was, you know, just giving them a little bit of background, and They were like 250. That's fine, no problem. Not really a red flag. But once I'm introduced to the conversation, I'm above board 100%, and I'm just letting them know, hey, real quick, because DJ put it back out there. I was like, hey, just real quick, so everybody understands, with inflation and updated guidelines, it now, starts the range of about 500,000, and the entity immediately says, oh, no problem. So all of us have dealt with high net worth individuals before. Anytime we talking about a sum of that amount, 100,000 and up, maybe 50,000 and up, depending on the net worth of those individuals. And I've dealt with people that have a lot. It's never that ain't no problem and it's whatever. Unless you just got that kind of relationship and they just want to blow money. Just like, whatever you need, I don't care, here, boom, get out my face. Nah, it don't work like that. It's, let me see your plans. Let me see, let me see your projections. Let me see the ROI. There's a lot of keywords that aren't being mentioned. And it's just like, it's whatever. And so it was the urgency, but the urgency just tuned me in to seeing, okay, wait. Nobody that we've ever had this conversation with has just been like 100% gung ho. It's like, that's an amazing concept. Let's talk more on it. And it's, but you got to get other people involved.
Let me say this. Here's something that, like, as I'm reflecting and I'm thinking about, we also don't have people that believe in us like that. And we have to balance belief and capabilities.
Ooh, wait a minute. I want that to be resaid, because I received it in a way that I don't even know if you meant it, but other people don't. Because there's a meme that floats around where that people are always talking about, we expect and desire support from our immediate circle. And a lot of times it may not come from that space in the way that we want it. I'll say that, because my mama don't buy a bunch of little flight shirts, but she still gonna tell people that that's my shit. You dig?
That's my son.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She gonna support, but I may expect her to just buy, buy me out.
I don't have a dog, but every time I go to the dog walking park across the street from my house, I'm like, hey, see pet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm plugging every time. That's what we do.
Exactly.
But I don't think that we are accustomed, and this is for all the business owners out there. I'm not telling you to say yes. I'm telling you to challenge it and make sure it's right for you. But the fact that this entity was willing to say, hey man, I believe in your idea, that meant a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
And part of my urgency was, man, I got somebody that look like me, that believe in me. We could get this done.
Because most of the time when you initially introduce that idea of that, something that's of that magnitude, most people are going to be like, you want to do what?
Hey, but most people are not liquid enough to do what they were willing to do. And again, but then you have to not be greedy. You need to know a good deal from a great deal. What is it going to cost you reputationally?
I think a lot of what we look for too is instant. We look for instant, and I'm gonna share this too. This just randomly popped in my mind. I was talking to another friend of mine. He's an artist, and somebody that I kind of somebody that I respect, family man, fellow Tuskegee alum, and we were talking about Little Flight, and I was like, man, I'm stuck. He was like, man, I'm gonna tell you my honest opinion. He was like, can I be honest? He was like, man, when I go to the site, he was like, I see so much that I get lost. And it was because I was my method of creativity. Like I'm creating so much because it's the idea is there. Like I'm creating, like an idea comes, I create it and I drop it. Y'all know, y'all follow it. Like when a new t-shirt comes out, when a design comes out, there's literally because I thought of it, I created it, and I spit it out because I have to get rid of it. And I was like, I felt like I was like vomiting out ideas. Like I had like it like whenever it hits, and I can't hold it. I have to purge it all out. That's why I create a design. As soon as I think of it, create it, and I release it. And he was like, man, you just got to really focus in, because he was like, I didn't know whether it was some for Tuskegee Airmen or whether it was for Tuskegee or whether because it was like everything got lost. Like, you got a point. So it just helped me reflect, but it was like, it helped me understand that instant gratification that entrepreneurs that we want. Like we want what we got, our ideas to catch on instantly. And if it doesn't, when somebody comes along ready to collab and there's an instant element added to it, you ready to hop on it, but it's like, this ain't the time for that to happen, or this ain't the collab that you need to make it happen. As bad as you want it right now, this really ain't it. And being able to have discernment and awareness in business and personal relationships is, I don't even know the word. I'll say paramount because we use that a lot, and it sounds big and it sounds grand.
Now I'm gonna give you a no Diddy before I start.
I know it was supposed to be one back there.
Yeah, definitely.
It was supposed. It was.
Bro, you really going crazy right now.
It was like two or three sentences back. Yeah,
no, that's cool, man. Nah, I know what you're saying.
We'll do it in post. Not really.
No,
but no, I definitely. I wanted to. For Alicia to bring that point up.
I want to. Can I ask a direct question to Alicia, because I feel like she's best equipped to answer this, because I think this is something that this would be the type of conversation that I would actually call Alicia and be like, hey, let me ask you your opinion. Me and you, we could argue. We already know we can't break the tie. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could argue about whatever. But I think that for a lot of us, especially as male entrepreneurs, we really need to spend more time being more emotionally intelligent and plugging in with the women in our lives so that they are available to us when they say no. You better listen.
I with my wife all the time because I have zero sense of decor, presentation type, because I'm straightforward.
It's a sixth sense. It's a sixth sense.
Yeah.
And you asked an important question earlier. You said, what was it that made you have some unreadiness? I was looking for every reason to be like, yes. I was looking for and I'm telling AJ every reason to say yes. And he like, hey, nah, this ain't it.
But you know who did?
There is
your wife did.
She won't.
And once, but you let me know that, and then that cute, because I was like,
yeah.
If E said something,
I didn't even tell Lisa that. Yeah, she walked right in again. Walked right in. She's like, nah, this ain't
it. Wow, because of his energy, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, y'all better at that. We over here counting money. You're like, this ain't gonna work for you.
Because like recognizing it, and like being able to say, as bad as I really want this right now, this just ain't it. But which one of those feelings is gonna overtake? That's why you gotta have that. You gotta have that collab where it's like, who else can I bring in on this?
We're talking about collaboration. I think that we need to also start from a base level. Collaboration starts in your house. So if Alicia and her guy are not on the same page, if me and E or you and Shan, we're not on the same page, that trickles into business as well. Like, you got to be on the same page. Like, you got to run your house like a business too.
Right. If the energy at the house is off, I'm going to work, and I'm there. I'm there, but I ain't there because I'm still thinking about, we've all been there. You have an argument, and then you think of the best shit to say later on, And so now you at work. Now I'm at work the whole day. Like I should have said this. And then I should have brought up this too. Because if I'd have brought up that she was gonna bring up that, and then I'd have been able to make this point, and then it would have ended it.
Still gonna lose, man. At the end of the day,
of course, because now I've had a whole unproductive day.
Her feelings are more important than anything else.
Doc ain't here, but what Doc say? People are more important than things.
Man, people are more important than things, but I realized that my wife's feelings are more important than the facts of the situation.
Ooh, like, shit. I'm sorry.
Dog, dead serious. You already know how I am. Hey, give me the facts. Man, she don't care about that.
It's emotional.
So as it relates to collaborate, nah, don't you send this to your boyfriend.
Listen,
what you say?
As it relates to collaboration, though, I'm willing to give that up in hopes that she will acknowledge some facts. Now, in hopes, I have no expectation that she does it or she doesn't, and there's no punishment. I just hope
is an expectation because faith is all things hoped for.
No, faith. Works is dead.
Yeah, but faith is all things hoped for. So if you out here hoping for, validation,
a better way. I follow you. You're right. I can see that. A better way to say it is this: I am going to do what I'm going to do anyway because she deserves it. But I am also saying that because I know that her feelings are more important than the facts that I have. If it's not detrimental to me, then why am I plugging into that shit?
Let's apply that because her feelings said, "Hey, this ain't right." But the facts was the entity had money. The facts was we got a project that need money. The facts say the time is now and here because we are all present.
Yeah.
But the feeling said, hey, man. And that in itself is the value and importance of having emotional intelligence.
You said no.
Discernment.
There's no. Not right now.
Because look, if we pulling out a straightforward bureaucratic checklist, a lot of boxes was checked without research. Now, upon further review, there were several boxes that had to be checked.
Replay official, my
right.
guy.
Like, hold on. Let's challenge that.
Listen, AJ is sending me PDFs.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, this who at your house, bro? Go get it.
But also, you know what I'm saying? This is something else that I want to point out because, and this rolls into so many different topics, but the complacency of collaboration as well, where you just kind of rest on your morals, rest on your laurels?
Yeah, your laurels.
Rest on your laurels of just like, oh, this collab is working, and just let it kind of autopilot. And then, being able to check those collaborations and revamping them or understanding that, hey, it's ran its course. But, we've collabed on many of things and a lot of it works. We've collabed on things and it didn't quite pan out, but it's not being caught up in the fact that it either works or it doesn't. It's the value of the resources of this collaboration. And that's not to, diminish anything to something tangible, but the value of your integrity plus my integrity, your values plus my values, your morals plus my morals, principles of the entire group and our ecosystem of people is.
You bring up a great point because I think the way that we got to the table on all of this was the experience. I use the word experience that I had with another business partner where it was a horrible mishap. The situation didn't pan out at all, but we protected each other and we kept a high level of integrity and we took care of everybody else that needed to be taken care of. And, look, we walked away at zero. We broke even,
unscathed.
But nobody could ever say that we took
still friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And just because, the collaboration is no good doesn't mean that you can't still have a different kind of relationship or friendship or a partnership in some other way.
I got a question for you, Alicia. What made you say yes to the collaboration
that's a great question.
of joining this round table?
Not that not all outside all the begging that we did.
Yeah.
Really? Y'all did not have to beg me.
Aside of the slick, just like, hey, you wanna come interview again?
Right. I didn't realize I was being interviewed. That's for what?
It was just like the energy read. It was like I was like DJ. I think after the first one, me and DJ was like, man, we need to just
she got to
be on there. And it wasn't even on my radar to like become a part of the crew. You know what I mean? I would just come in to talk my shit and had a great time. I think I did it twice before y'all invited me, or was it once and then I came back again and then finally joined like that?
I think it was twice because you got two cocktail combos.
Gotcha. So I mean, I believe in a brand. That's one. I know y'all. I know that y'all are good people. So that's leaning into the integrity. And I felt like it was something that I could put my brand on.
I respect that. I like that. Like DJ said, like DJ said, it was literally like 2 years of just like, man.
Yeah, bro. But I got a follow up for you though, because see, people don't really know, because she's super. I don't know why she's this humble, but I be catching little shit. She don't even do the humble brag. It's almost like I don't know what's less than a brag, because she don't even do it.
No, bro, this is what I knew. People were saying Alicia's name to me, and I didn't know who she. I knew who she was, but I didn't like, because we didn't hang out at school. But like, people were saying your name to me, like, "Hey, you need to talk to her," or me and her talking, and we working on this. And I'm like, oh, she must be the one who do it all.
Connection officer for forever, bro.
Yes,
for forever. And for me, honestly, Alicia, like this is your flowers today. I was like, man, I hope she'll do it. I hope she'll come and provide a female perspective, or speak for the ladies, or have a voice for the audience.
I was just gonna keep telling her to come back and do cocktail combos. If she would have been like, no, not for real, I'd be like, all right, well, whenever you're available, like, you just gonna keep coming back there. Like,
he's gonna interview you into perpetuity is what he's gonna do.
Like, what you doing now? Every month we get this our time for our monthly update from Alicia.
Alicia owns a part of this franchise. Like, when we really get to it, and we'll figure it out at some point. But like we said, timing. But man, I think it's important to have that representation, because who speaks to my wife?
Coming.
Go ahead. I was like, oh no, I was just like, nah, we don't.
Y'all stuck again.
Oh, we stuck. I was like, I got tired of hearing you and Doc's deep ass voice all the time, so I was like,
listen up a bit, huh?
Yeah, can the altos and the sopranos get something?
Hey, listen, we could we can figure out a day of the month to have International Women's Day anytime, man. She busy, but I could co-host. We could start getting the ladies on. We got my shout out to my man Cousin Ned for Cousin Ned's Corner, but he does when my sister wins, we win. So Alicia gotta jump on there too. You know what I mean? So it's we gotta big up that space.
You missed the end of the meeting yesterday. Me and Alicia, we working on some stuff too.
I can't stand you, man.
We just got a hold, but then here's the last piece we'll talk about. Then we'll get up out of here.
The answer is
accountability. No, it wasn't a question like that. It was the accountability within collaboration.
I know you're not asking permission, because you're gonna do what you want to do anyway.
No, it's purely about having accountability within collaborations. Just as being able to have the freedom within a collaboration to say, "Hey, this may or may not be working," and nobody is emotionally hurt by, like Alicia said, where
I don't think we have that as a group. And I think that's part of the tourist mentality that we have around here. Although you are out,
you said the Taurus mentality.
The Taurus mentality.
All right, that'll do it for us today. I think we're done. This man going into the zodiac. That's it. Look, that's gonna do it for just a slice. Does anybody, Alicia? What are your final thoughts, or final words of wisdom, or if you just want to shout out HBCU Pets, what you got?
Yeah. So I do have a shout out for HBCU Pets. I am starting Thursday sale tomorrow, up to 50% off. So it'll begin Friday tomorrow and then end on Mother's Day. So pick you up something for the dog mom, cat mom, rabbit mom in your life.
Ooh, we expanded to rabbits.
Yeah, yes. I've actually sold the rabbits. I'm still waiting on the pictures, but rabbits got some HBCU Pets t-shirts out there somewhere. If you're listening, please post them.
I definitely want to see that, because I ain't seen a rabbit in a hoodie. I want to see that.
Listen, so cute, right?
DJ.
Yes, sir.
What you got?
Man, final thoughts from me is just that, lesson learned. Again, experience is the most expensive teacher that you can have. And I'm really grateful to have someone like yourself in my corner to check me, bro. Like, and I'm cool with saying that. Hey, nah, we ain't doing that. You got to have some people around you that are not your yes men or your yes ladies or what have you. And I'm really just blessed, man, to be in a position to have good people around me, both of you, Doc included, and the support I have in my house. Man, I'm grateful and I'm thankful. So in terms of collaboration, I would just hope that people would really appreciate it. Vet it, but appreciate it. It does need vetting, because every collaboration is not going to work out well for you. And you need to be prepared for the consequences on the other side.
Most definitely. I will just finish this conversation by saying every collab ain't kosher. That's going to do it for us here at the BREADren Podcast, Just a Slice. Go to hbcupets.com, get you some, because it is on sale right now. Get your rabbit or your goat. We expanding the goats. Get your kid HBCU Pets hoodie. Follow us on all our social media at BREADren Pod. That's spelled like bread, BREADren, because we always talking about bread and we always getting bread. Shout out to Doc, wherever he is. Y'all catch us on the next episode. We love you. We thank you for listening. Peace.